The tragic accident that killed IndyCar driver Justin Wilson kept another driver involved in that accident off the track for 9 months.
But now Sage Karam is returning for the 100th running of the Indy 500. Our sports reporter Rich Nye spoke to the young driver about how he was able to find his way back.
Sage Karam climbed back into an Indy car this month for the first time since August.
I'm actually kind of happy I had 9 months off, because I had 9 months to really just find myself again as a person and better myself as a man and get excited about getting back in a car again.
Karam takes his first lap since the Pocono 500, a race in his home state of Pennsylvania. Karam led late in the race in front of family and friends.
It was pretty much like a fairy tale, you know, until the crash.
Oh, he's gone! Karam is gone!
We actually were stretching out a lead, and I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, the car just came around.
The nose cone from Karam's car bounced down the track and struck the helmet of Justin Wilson.
If something hits somebody on the head driving these cars at that speed, you know, it's never going to be good. So I knew something was wrong.
Wilson died a day later.
From then until now, in 9 months was, you know, I had to do all the things to get myself together. You know, it was hard right in the beginning, and I moved back home from Indianapolis. I went from Indianapolis to PA just so I could be around my family. I didn't want to be alone.
Karam also met with a sports psychologist.
Just learned to accept that there was nothing I could have done that day differently that could have prevented that. You know, I was racing my race. I was racing to win, and unfortunately, you know, drivers crash, and you can't control anything after that.
Karam calls Stephen Wilson, an Indy 500 rookie and Justin's brother, a good friend.
I just told him that it was a racing incident and that he was not to blame. He was not at fault. So, you know, I also told him, you know, try and embody some of the qualities that Justin had. You know, make time for fans, you know, be thoughtful and kind and respectful of others.
Hearing that from him was one of the most, you know, beneficial things for me of getting through it. That's Justin's best friend that you're hearing that from. It's his little brother. And when he's telling you it's not your fault and there's nothing I could have done, you know, that's helped me put closure on it.
Sage is preparing for already his third Indianapolis 500, and yet he's still the youngest driver in this year's race, just 21 years old. But the young and carefree Karam that missed his high school prom to race at Indy 2 years ago has matured.
I still feel like I'm an aggressive driver. I still feel like I'm still kind of fearless, but you know, you do tend to learn how to respect these cars as much as you need to now.
Karam took a long look in the mirror to get back on track. I'm Rich Nye, Track Team 13.